Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Friendship. And this movie came out in 2025, and I've never seen anything from this director before. Andrew D. Young, first movie I've seen from them, and first thing that caught my attention was that it was an A24 film, and Paul Rudd is in it, and Kate Mara as well, and Tim Robinson. He plays the main character Craig, and basically it's about a friendship, and just focusing on different angles that could be really fun and interesting to watch. And I thought this movie was great. And basically the premise is, those annoying side characters that could be annoying in comedies, but ultimately you find like a sympathetic angle, but normally that's the side character, like let's say Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. The main character wasn't Steve Martin, it was John Candy the whole time. And we have him being the main character and Steve Martin being the kind of, normal character. This movie kind of just flips that, but also finds a comedic angle, yet a dramatic angle, and brings a lot of fun and comedy to it, but also a lot of sadness to it. And I thought that it was handled pretty well, and I did like the music in this movie. It stood out and added to the tone of the film, whether it be comedic or somber. And this movie looked pretty great, and I thought it was a visually striking movie in many scenes, and it was just a very nice looking movie overall, and I thought the acting was pretty great. These characters are very interesting characters, and I find them to be very compelling, and really just carried the movie for me and made things interesting, and just went in directions that I wasn't quite expecting, and also brought out certain emotions from me that I didn't expect to feel. And while the main character can be annoying at times, it's kind of done so in a way that I think is intentional, because there is purpose for it to be that way, and the movie is definitely exploring what it wants to and making things interesting. And for a while, I thought this movie was going to go down the route that the character of Paul Rudd doesn't even exist. He just exists inside the main character's head as to like what he's missing in his life, or something that he wants, or like a fill-in for a representation of like happiness that he would like to have in his life. But luckily, it didn't go down that route entirely. He does exist in this film. It's not... Paul Rudd's character doesn't exist just in the main character's head, although I will say certain things about his presentation towards the end that didn't quite work for me, but for the most part, I was with it, and I do feel as though this movie didn't waste any time, and it's an hour and 40 minutes, and while it's not a fast-paced movie, it does take its time, but I do feel as though there's a lot about the movie that I just really enjoyed and wasn't expecting, especially with things that happen towards the end. And there's lots of things that they can just take away from the movie, like it can be in... And there's lots of things that you can just take away from the movie, like it can be just a representation of like what someone would need in their life to be happy, or you could just look at it as the dangers of it just like going too far with something, or taking something that was really good, that was bringing you happiness once into your life, but just always coming back to it and just like abusing it. And just like, I know these are kind of like vague things and maybe not perfectly representing what happens in the overall movie and what it's about. I'm just trying to name off certain things that like you could take away from it. And I do feel as though this movie had plenty of things to offer me, and it was definitely a fun and unique experience for me overall. And my only real criticism with this movie would be, I just felt as though the movie didn't quite know where to end, and it just went on for a bit too long, and different directions were happening. And I get it, it makes sense for these things to happen, but I just feel as though the ending for this movie just wasn't clear in terms of like where it wanted to end, really. Not saying I'm upset with what we got story-wise. I just felt like, was all of that really necessary? But all in all, I really enjoyed the movie, and it had self-awareness to it. That's what I like about it, and it was a thoroughly enjoyable experience that I would love to revisit. So check this movie out whenever you get the chance. Just keep in mind it's probably not going to be a movie for everyone. And my mom watched it. She didn't like it, so I don't know. Different things are going to connect with different people, and that's all I can really say about it. A24 movies, I usually connect with them. Some of them I don't, but this one I really liked. So with all that being said, I'm going to give Friendship an 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below your thought of Friendship, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Materialists. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.